Okay, this is number 85. We have a vector that's pulling at 125 newtons, and another vector here that's pulling at 300 newtons, and the angle between them is 45 degrees. Okay, so we're supposed to combine these two vectors and find the result. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to call this, I'll call this vector u, and this vector v. I'm going to turn vector u into its component form. So vector u into component form, remember it's magnitude of u times cosine of the angle, magnitude of u times sine of the angle. Alright, so what is the magnitude of u? Well, the magnitude of u is 125. What's the cosine of the angle? Cosine of 45 degrees would be the square root of 2 over 2. Okay, comma. This angle here, or this magnitude here, is still 125. What's the sine of 45 degrees again? Square root of 2 over 2. Okay, so that's u. V is going to be the magnitude of v, cosine of the angle, magnitude of v, sine of the angle. Okay, so what is the magnitude of v? Well, that's 300. Cosine of 0, the x value at 0 is 1. Right? 300 times the sine of 0, which is 0, so this is going to cancel off to 0 here. So these are our two vectors. Now, we need to combine these two vectors because we need to find what the result is. So we're going to add these two vectors. So this vector would be 300 plus 125 square root of 2 over 2. And this vector would be, whoops, not an equal sign. And this vector would be 125 square root of 2 over 2 plus nothing. So what I'm going to do on my calculator, and this is what you're going to want to do on the test, is I'm going to add these two together, and I'm going to store that as A. I'm going to put this in my calculator and store that as B. So now I end up with a vector A, B. So go ahead and do that. So for this vector, I get, for an x component, I get 388.4 about. And again, I'm going to store that as A. So that's stored as A now. And the other vector, I get 88.4 about. And I'm going to store that as B. Okay? So now that I have a vector, A and B, how do I turn it into its direction? Well, to turn to a direction, inverse tangent, y over x. So I can put into my calculator alpha b divided by alpha a, and I get 12.8 degrees, which is the book answer. How do I find the magnitude? Well, the magnitude, when I have it in component form, is a squared plus b squared. Square root a squared plus b squared. And if I do that, I get 398.32 newtons. Okay? Now, every problem after this, with the exception of 91, with the exception, well, I guess we only have two of them, 85 and 87. 87 you can solve the same way, except now you have three vectors. And then I'll probably do another video to show you 91. All right.